Picture this. You are young, and the walls are closing in. The monster that raised you is getting to the point where it refuses to feed itself and wants you to go out into the world to find it some people that it can devour. If you do not, the consequences will be dire. You cannot escape it. You are a child, and already you are forced to drag both your body and the weight of its dread. You happen upon the journal of your ancestor and find out that she was heartless. She has, at her kindest, massacred and pillaged her way through life. She is awful, you know this, but she's a version of you that survives. Your true self becomes shadow. You thus decide that you are her. Years passed. Your mother is always hungry, so you become more terrible. You lose your friends in this process, as well as 7 of your eyes and a limb. But you should see what you did to the other guys. You are very sorry, but you fear that letting your mask slip will result in your death. Despite this, you allow yourself a moment of weakness to comfort a supposed friend. This happens.
So, you sure seem excited about the alien kids. What gives?
Glub? I wouldn't say that.
Oh.
The whole thing doesn't seem like it's worth getting worked up about, to be honest. Sigh, they're just kind of dull. Life is dull and uninteresting. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little depressed. You probably wouldn't understand.
Sure I would. We all have our off days. Hey, if you need someone to talk to, I'm...
Psych. Holy crap, did I get you good? Hey, Solix, did you catch any of that? A live one jumped right into my boat. A real suckerfish, too. How do you like that, Spider Hag? Sea dwellers represent.
That was surprisingly nasty of you. I'm impressed.
Thanks. I hope I didn't jeopardize our friendship with that little stunt.
Friendship? I don't know if... Wait a minute. Why, you almost got me again. Have I ever told you how awesome you are, Pikesies?
What makes it worse is that this particular peer was raised in a similar situation to yours, cannibal mother and all. Needless to say, you do not open up to anyone in that friend group ever again. Imagine now that you are just a reader. You have slogged through the boring first acts of some webcomic that is far too long, but you see promise in the story arcs. You, in particular, are impressed by the narrative of an abused child maladapting to survive, and how the habits ingrained in her have isolated her for years after the death of her abuser. Instead, she dies, slaughtered in a gambit that she made with her former closest friend. It is years before her character arc progresses into anything substantial, her afterlife filled with the same mistakes that she made in life before she falls in love and fails to gather up a triumphant army. She wanders the afterlife, falling further in love with her girlfriend and realizing that she doesn't need to be awful to survive anymore. Goodness, you think. All along this was a journey of an abused child accidentally stumbling upon healing after the death of her tormentor, after attaining safety and the ability to trust another being. If only all of this wasn't completely invalidated by her being blatantly abusive herself and brainwashing thousands of ghosts into marching towards their genocide, and then an alternate universe version of herself appears. Choose her out for failing to be what they initially had to be to survive. Vriska has not completely healed herself, so she cannot properly defend herself to her own reflection. Her lover fails her, leaves her in that instant when she is re-traumatized and most vulnerable, for the version of her that has a harder heart. The narrative itself does the same without another word, burying what remains of her potential. Sometimes stories can fail you too. No! Okay, so I need to add an addendum to let you all know I just found out that Mina is fucking 19 and Vriska is 13 when they are dating. The emotional violence on Mina's behalf and the sexual harassment of Vriska by the self-insert of the adult author wasn't enough. They had to make it so that Vriska was groomed.